Hi, I'm Gary Chimes. I'm one of the physicians along with my partner Garrett Hyman at Lake Washington Sports and Spine. What I want to talk about today is why I find single leg squatting or lunging activities better than two-legged squatting or lunging activities. One of the things to think about in a lot of the lifting activities we do, whether in normal squatting at the gym or CrossFit lifts that include a lot of the Olympic lifts, is that people do them with two legs. And there's a problem with two-legged squatting, and it has to do with it causing an imbalance between your adductor or inner thigh muscles versus your abductor or your outer thigh muscles. The way I like to think about it is from what I call a free body diagram. So if we look at your center of mass, we often think of that as having a vertical vector from gravity. But there's another way to represent that. Another way that you can think about it is that you actually have two legs. And you can actually break down this vector from your center of mass down the distribution of the legs, which actually go out at an angle. Now, one of the things that happens with that is we can then realize that these two vectors actually create a resultant vector that goes straight down. Now, if you look at this individual vector, so if we look at this for the right leg, that actually has two separate vectors, the vector from gravity and additionally a vector that goes outward. A lot of you may have realized this if you've ever done like a leg press and you're pushing down, you'll notice that your feet will slip outward, especially when you're using, let's say you don't have shoes with good traction, you'll notice that your feet are slipping outward, and that's because of this vector that's pushing outward. Now, the way that we counteract that is by using our inner thigh muscles or our adductor muscles. And what ends up happening is you get an imbalance. You have too much force coming from your inner thigh muscles and not enough force coming from your outer thigh muscles. This actually gets exacerbated when you use heavier weights. I know I learned this the hard way back when I was a college triathlete, where I did lots of heavy leg pressing. And I got very powerful inner thigh or adductor muscles, but my abductors and external rotators actually got very weak, and it created a huge imbalance. One of the ways you can see that is if you just do a basic lunge activity, you'll often see people who've done a lot of two-legged lifting, their knee will go inward. This is why I suggest that even if you're doing lots of heavy two-legged activities or lifting, it's really important to incorporate single-leg activities, whether it be a single-leg squat or a lunge, into your regular exercise program. So that's my tip for the day.